I'm going to hit record. Now this is going to be on the internet later. Okay. So I'm seeing some of you here that didn't make it last week. I'm glad that you're all here. So we're going to go over 3 sets of information today. AP testing generally, and then AP statistics test information, and then grades. And then if you have any stats questions after that, just let me know and we can talk about those. Can everyone hear me? No audio problems? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Hi, Carino. All right. So I'm going to show you this meme-laden flip chart. Everyone can see the flip chart, right? You see the flip chart and you see me, is what I'm going for. Yes, okay, good. Okay, so I mined this information from the College Board website. As my hopefully decently delivered joke let you know, the AP tests are going to be done totally via computer this year. Even if we go back to school and we take the tests in the gym or wherever, they're still going to be all online. So you are going to have, I'm not just going to read this word for word, that would be not very exciting. So I'm just going to kind of hit the high points and then we'll stop for questions if we have them. You can take the AP exam with a computer or a tablet or a smartphone. Whichever device you access the test on, that's going to be the device that you upload your answers with, okay? So that's why it says there, taking a photo of handwritten work will also be an option. Let's say you decide to access the test on your phone. I've got the question on my phone, work on a separate sheet of paper, then just upload, take a picture of my work, upload it to the College Board site, and then they grade it. They'll have tips for testing on different devices closer to exam day. All of you are connected via some kind of electronic device right now, but if something happens or you lose internet or something, College Board is going to get you some kind of way to test, so let me know and I can help you with that. And there will be, like, they keep saying there will be simulations for you to be able to practice uploading your documents. So don't stress out about that. You guys are all better at technology than your teachers, so you should be fine. So all the AP tests will happen between May 11th and May 22nd. Basically, they took from what I can tell, they took the original testing schedule and they pushed everything back a week. So originally our test was going to be May 15th. Now it's May 22nd, and we'll talk specifically about that test in a little bit. Okay. This was surprising to me. The AP exam is going to be open book, open notes. So open book, at first you would be like, wow, that's great. Open book test, easy. Well, that just means that they're not going to ask you to memorize stuff, right? Now they're going to ask you to, like, really have a deep understanding of what's going on so that you can explain that. So, like, writing down definitions and putting those on flashcards, that's not going to be a good way to study. Going through more difficult questions and, like, checking the answers over and making sure that you really understand what's going on, making connections between different topics, that's going to be more of what you want to be able to do. And that's what we'll focus on whenever we're meeting together and having class together. We strongly advise students to organize their materials before the AP exam so that you don't flip around your whole book while the clock is ticking. The test is still timed. We'll look at the timing in a second. So I highly recommend digging out your book. Some of you were already doing a really good job of keeping your binder organized by section and by unit. That's great. You should be in good shape. If that's not you, then work on getting that put together by the day of the exam. There will be another separate don't cheat slide later, but you can't communicate with anyone during the exam through any means. You can't crowdsource your answers. You can't, basically, they have all these ways to test whether or not you're cheating, and lots of dire consequences for you if you do that. You guys have earned my respect this year. I don't think that'll be a problem for anybody, but I'm supposed to tell you this, so here I am telling it to you. Okay. What open book, open note resources do you get to use for the AP test? Class notes that you made, classroom resources provided by your teacher, Mr. Schnitzius, old assignments or assessments, and calculators for certain exams. We'll have more information about the calculators later on. If you have digital resources that are on your school email or on a digital classroom site or online storage, you can access those. I sent, okay, that's coming later. So here are some tips for the College Board for open note, open book tests. We already said that it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the easiest test you've ever taken. You're not just going to be writing down formulas. The formulas are going to be there for you. So you got to be able to synthesize everything. More materials aren't always better. So try to streamline where in the book you're going to be looking for information, what the notes from the StatsMedic online videos, that would be very, very good, like streamlined. Hey, these are the high points of what I need to know. I'd really recommend using those. Okay, things going on in the chat. Oh yes, thank you for the meme compliment. That's great. Yes, I found some inappropriate memes that I wasn't able to use. So I hope that it's clean enough for everybody. There was one kind of edgy one. Do I have the edgy one yet? Yeah, the first one where it was 99 problems and a bit ain't one. That was on the edge, but I decided to put it in there. Okay. You should not copy responses from notes or resources. Why? Because they're going to be able to tell if the work is yours and is original, right? Plus, they're not going to be asking like bottom level questions where you just copy down a definition. They're going to be asking, do you really understand what's going on here? Interpretation kind of questions. You don't want to waste your time Googling. Why is that? Because you can't believe everything that you read on the internet, shock. And also, if you're having to rely on Google, then that means that you may not have prepared well enough ahead of time. So the general theme from all these silly memes is it's open book, open note. That's good, that's exciting, but that means that you're going to need to use your resources wisely and prepare appropriately for higher level questions. I don't know if you don't have your book, try to find your book. That will be helpful as you're preparing and while you're taking the test. If you don't have this, make sure that you have access to your ebook. I don't know what kind of guidelines they have for accessing other kind of web materials during the exam. So I emailed them that question and I will let you know when they respond. I don't know if Maury is still a culturally relevant reference, but there he is. Okay, their guideline is if you cheat, then they'll cancel all your SAT, PSAT scores. They'll tell all the colleges that you applied to that you cheated on the AP exam. Just don't do that. Okay, I don't think that'll be a problem. Okay, that is the information about the general AP tests. What I heard Dr. Blaisdell, I was supposed to get confirmation that all of you got the information. So can you give me a thumbs up if you have received this information? Shannon, if you could like get your dog to wave his paw or something there. And if I don't have that confirmation from you, then okay, yes. All right, okie dokie. So more specific to this test, the AP Statistics exam. The exam date is going to be May 22nd. The time is going to be 25 minutes to read and respond to question 1, and then 5 minutes to upload your response, and then 15 minutes to answer question 2, and 5 minutes to upload your response. Once your response to question 1 has been submitted, you can't go back to it. That's just so they don't have like people, a big problem earlier would be like they would give the test on the East Coast, and then all the West Coast people would look on Twitter and find out what the questions were going to be. So the test is going to be given at the exact same time all around the world. It's like 6 a.m. in Hawaii. Fortunately, that will not be the case for us. You're going to take the test at 1 p.m. Central Time. So that's kind of a nice, reasonable time there. So here's more information about the questions. 2 questions. Question 1 is going to be longer than question 2. Therefore, it's going to be weighted a little more strongly. Both are going to be free response questions. Both may cover 2 or more of the following topics. So these are just basically all the topics that we've covered and are reviewing now. What I thought was interesting is that, you know, there's 7 units that you're supposed to know about, right? There's 2 questions. So every question is going to be kind of broad and test your knowledge of multiple topics. So you're going to get a question assessing 2 or 3 of the core skill categories. Both of them say including the inference skills. So inference, what does that mean? Like confidence intervals, significance tests. So like being able to construct a confidence interval, knowing the difference between a 1 sample z-test for a proportion and a 1 sample t-test for a population mean. That's going to be really, really, really important, and that's what we're going to focus our review sessions on, getting closer to the exam. So there's a link on a page that I'm going to show you a little bit later on that has a downloadable version of the AP Statistics formula sheet. Hopefully you have the formula chart that I gave you in class. If not, you can get that one off of there and save it on your computer or print it before the exam. I'm not 100% sure what to make about this next part, so we're going to read this a little more closely, because this will pertain to some of your other AP tests too. On 2020 AP exams, they may involve calculations, including STEM, Hey That's Us, and economics courses. Questions are designed such that required calculations can be done with a pencil and paper with no calculator. So that's like the College Board party line for the SAT. Also, theoretically, you should be able to do all of the questions without a calculator. On the calculator section, does it help to have a calculator? Yes. So if you don't have a calculator, I'm going to try, I am going to get you either a TI-84 applet that you can use on your computer, or I think right now TI doesn't have a CAS extension. So if we can get the CAS or the TI Nspire CX or the CAS, the ones that we use in class, I'll get that to you. But if not, I'll have some kind of calculator that you can use. I'm not trying to read too much into how much are they going to ask us to calculate, how much do we need to be able to use the formulas. But that's information that I thought you would want to have. All right, here are some links and also a picture of Chuck Norris. I'm going to put these up on the Google Classroom. There was one particular that I wanted to show you. Here is the link to all the YouTube videos. You might want to know about this, not just for this class, but also for your other classes. So copy that. Stop sharing there. Much to your delight, here's all my tabs. Things have been picking up a little bit, and so now I'm mistreating my computer again. Okay, so for all the AP classes that you're in, I know most of you, this is not your only AP class. Here are videos that you can watch that review everything that is going to be on all of your AP tests. So it's set up on here by playlist. There's AP Seminar. Where's one that a bunch of you are in? So AP Literature, if you're in my brother's English Lit class. Juniors, there's WAP. AP Psychology. Mr. Stroop and I live in the same neighborhood. I've walked close to his house, but I haven't actually made it all the way over there. He's a little bit too far. So I would really recommend taking advantage of these. These are free. For AP Statistics, I'm going to screen record all of these. Have you been able, you may not have been able to see that. I didn't do the screen share, sorry. You gotta tell me when I mess up like that. There you go, there you go. Here's the link. There's all the videos, okay. Now you can see this, right? Now you can see this. I hear somebody clicking. Can they see it? Thumbs up. Okay, man. Thank you, Oriana. I need that. I need that affirmation. I need that affirmation. This is weird. So I'm going to screen record these stats lessons, and I'm going to post them on Google Classroom. I'm going to try to trim the fat down a little bit. There's one guy. It's actually Luke from the Stats Medic videos, and at the beginning of each one of his, he's like, "All right, I want to be YouTube famous, so my kid thinks that I'm cool. So be sure to ask me for my autograph when you see me at the gas station." Okay, that's not really going to help you on the AP exam, so I'll cut that out. And another thing that might be helpful for you, if you do want to be able to see the video sessions live, here is a schedule for all the different classes. So you can watch those live, but if you can't make it live, that's okay. They're all going to be there on YouTube. And this was another stopping point for us. Any questions? Any questions about any of the AP testing things? Why can't I see the chat? There it is. Everyone good? Everyone good? Okay, cool. So grading. Man, oh man, we are getting so much information here. I looked for Fort Worth ISD memes, and I didn't really come up with anything, but here's a Jumanji meme. You guys are probably more the new Jumanji movie than the original Robin Williams one. Please watch the Robin Williams version. He's a great actor. Okay, so fifth 6 weeks officially ended Friday. If I sent you a progress report, there's some information in there about how to raise your grade up by this Friday. For all your other classes, if you're not happy with your fifth 6 weeks grade, get with your teacher. They're supposed to accept work until Friday.
And the last 6 weeks was on pass fail, right?
Yes, we are going to get to that. And okay, yes, here's the second thing. What grading system will be used for the 5th and 6th grading cycles? So teachers will assign either a P for passing or F for failing. I forgot to screen share this with you. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Wait. Now my Jumanji comment makes sense. Okay, there's the Jumanji meme. Okay. All right, so now we can see students will get a P for passing and an F for failing. So what exactly does this mean? There was a lot of questions for all the math teachers whenever we found out about this. You're still going to log into Focus and see a grade. The only difference between the way it normally works and now is I'm going to calculate your grade, and then if it's a 70 or above, you get a P. And if it's below a 70, then you get an F. So that's going to be for the 5th 6 weeks and for the 6th 6 weeks, which we currently find ourselves in now. If you're a senior, final semester grades are going to be finalized by Friday, May 22nd. So I wanted to throw that in there for you as well. We talked about you have until Friday to complete your assignments for 5th 6 weeks. You will receive 1 assignment per week per course. So that is the Fort Worth ISD minimum, bare minimum. If you only do the 1 assignment for this class, that may not lead to success on the AP exam, right? So there's other things that you can be and should be doing. We'll talk about those. But you're going to get 1 grade per week up until May 22nd. Will you be given the opportunity to redo an assignment with an F? Yes. If you're not happy with your grade at any point, reach out to me and we will come up with a way to get you where you want to be. Same thing with all your other classes. Will you earn credit? Okay, so here's when we were talking last week about like, how am I going to get my government credit? How am I going to get my econ credit so that I can graduate? So if you get a P for the semester, you will earn credit for the semester. Now, the way that's going to work, normally it's like 2/7 for each 6 weeks, right? And then your final exam grade is 1/7. That will not be the case now. Why is that? Because there will not be any semester exams this semester. So it's just going to be like average your 3 6 weeks grades, whatever you got for 4th 6 weeks, whatever you got for 5th 6 weeks, whatever you got for 6th 6 weeks, average that together. If it's 70 or above, then you get a P. If it's below 70, then you do not get a P. So everybody should pass all their classes, right? That's just like bare minimum kind of stuff. You guys are not bare minimum people, but I wanted to let you know that. I don't know how many of you failed a class first semester. I don't think very many, but if you did, you will get to redo that in Edgenuity. Second semester grades will not be used to calculate GPA and class rank. And if you are in dual credit or on-ramps, ask your dual credit and or on-ramps teacher, and they will tell you more about this. Okay, so for this class, let's hop on over to Google Classroom. You can skip on over there yourself, but I'm going to show you mine. Shannon, can I have your dog? Shannon, no, you cannot have Shannon's dog. I'm sorry. Our dogs are here somewhere, but they're very lazy right now, which is kind of what they always are. But during one of these things, I'll show them to you. Okay, Google Classroom. Here we go. Okay. So same wonderful topics and folders that you've become used to. Let's look at the new topic, graded assignments. Okie dokie. So here's a calendar. These are the due dates for your graded assignments. The first one, I think I sent you a remind message on Friday saying, hey, that's up on Google Classroom. This week, it's going to be due on Thursday by 1:30 p.m. Because there's no school on Friday. Friday is Good Friday. And then each week after that, it'll be due on Friday at 1:30. We'll have a Zoom session to go over the answers and to hit some other high points and make sure that you're understanding everything that you're reviewing. So each one of these is going to be 2 free response questions. You can submit those on Google Classroom. That would maybe be easy practice for uploading your answers to the College Board. If you're following along with the StatsMedic online reviews, that will be good practice for doing these. These should be no problem at all if you're following along with that. If you have questions after seeing something on the online review and you want to hit me up to ask me about that, please feel free to do so. Remind me, email me. We can set up a Zoom tutoring time if you would like to do that. Bye, Ellie. Bye, have fun. So let's look at the actual assignments. Number 1, you've got a scatter plot there, and it's asking you to do 3 different things, A, B, C. Number 2, you've got a scatter plot and some summary statistics there. It's asking you to do 4 different things. And I'm not going to show you guys the Arlington Heights instructions because you guys don't need that. You're Pascal students. You're a Pascal, all right. So just be sure you have that to me by Thursday at 1:30. That'll be the next time that we meet together. Okay, last stopping points. Any questions? There's Chuck Norris again. We all love Chuck Norris. Yes, Lauren? Or were you just... Can we submit pictures of it if it's on paper? Yes, as long as I can read it, that would be fantastic. Same thing with your College Board grader. They're not going to be able to read Scribble Scrabble, so just make sure that you write legibly so that whoever's reading it can read it. They also said that you can type it on a Word document and upload it. So that would make, on the day of the AP exam, that would maybe be less like, all right, I'm reading, I'm writing, I'm taking a picture, I'm emailing this to myself, now I'm uploading it. I think that would be easier for like an English Lit class than a statistics class, but if you are really, really good at like, because you know, on Word, there's ways that you can put in fractions, write formulas and whatnot, and during one of those sessions, we'll go over how to do that so that you can have that as an option. Okay, thank you. Yes, you're welcome. All right. Any other questions? I know that we've got some okay. Any questions about statistics? Any questions about linear regression? Any of the stuff that you've seen on the StatsMedic videos? Any stuff that you've seen going over your notes? So we've got some people trying to make classes at 2. I'll see you guys on Thursday at 1:30. Hope everybody is safe and healthy, that you're having a good day. Don't sit in your room all day. Go outside, take a walk, go jog, do something. Okay. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Let me know if you have any questions, okay? Miss you guys.
Bye. Thank you, Mr. Shansias.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.